Hello, everybody. My name is Eileen. I am from Chile. I've been living in the country for a long time, like 17 years. And yeah, that's me. I live in Taranaki.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm from America, and I've been living in the Taranaki region for a year and a half. And Eileen and I often partner together with our business called Creative Connections, and then also with the dōTERRA. And so we've been learning alongside each other, and today we have the pleasure of talking to you about what we carry in our little day pouches. So they look a little deflated. Please do not fear. We actually carry many a product in here. However, we'll be sharing with you only 6. Eileen, what are your 3 that you're going to go through today?
Okay, so we struggled to find which ones to share, but we managed to. We're going to quickly talk about elevation. That's the one that goes like this. I'm going to be discussing about green mandarin as well, delicious smell, and Digestzen.
And me, I'm going to talk about InTune. I'm going to talk about CorrectX, and I'm going to talk about Clarycalm. So I want to clarify something. The reason why we struggled is because we have so many different items that we want to talk to you about. And we wish not to overwhelm you, so we narrowed it down to 6.
That's right. So in the morning, sometimes when I go out of the house, depends how I'm feeling, I might need some elevation to elevate myself. So that's what I do. First thing in the mornings, I use this in a daily basis. You put it here. I put it here. I put it sometimes in the back of my neck as well. And the other day I got the comment, "Ooh, you smell delicious. I can eat you." So that was kind of a interesting comment, but it was nice to feel like that. So every time I smell like this, everybody goes, "Oh, it's so good." How do you experience this one?
I love her. So Natalie mentioned on day 1 about balance. I find that elevation is balance's feminine cousin. I think it's probably the lang lang in it. And when I put this on, sometimes when I go to work, I like dance around singing, "I am a lady, I am a lady," because it just feels so feminine for me.
That's right.
Yes. Speaking of being feminine, I want to talk about Clarycalm. So Clarycalm is really supportive for hormonal balancing. So what I find is sometimes when it's that time of the month and I'm a little bit crampy, I just take this, I roll it on my ovaries, and I even roll it on my back, and it releases any of the pain that I might be having. And also sometimes I do get a little bit moody. So Eileen and I have the pleasure of spending a lot of time together. And last menstrual cycle, I actually was a little bit like snippy. Hard to believe, this face, this being a little bit snippy. So what I did is I got out the Clary Sage. Natalie talks about making a little bit of like an oil mask in your hand, right? So just making a circle, rub it around, breathe it in. I find this one to be rather intense, so just a little bit will do it for me, where Eileen has a little bit more of a tolerance and can put it different places, where if I put it like on the temples or the back of my neck, that's definitely enough. And this is good for me. Did you want to try that?
Yeah. What I found with this, with all the oils in general, I found that they come to you, you use, and then you stop using. So this what happened with me with Clarycalm. I used it, and it's finished, and I haven't needed it for a while. I feel whatever healing needs to happen, wherever they go, after a little while, that's done and it's completed. But I love it. I will put it everywhere. I can't re-put it because I already put elevation. So.
And one of the reasons why I carry this in my bag is because often I'll be with a girlfriend and they'll say, "Oh gosh, I'm experiencing some intense cramping," or maybe that, cramp monster will strike and I hadn't expected that, or the mood swings. And so I find that this is really helpful for me to have it at all times.
The other thing we hear about that one, and if you have like teenagers, girls or stuff like that, is quite strong. So you can open it, buy one, open it, and take an empty roller ball and put half of that and fill it up with coconut oil, with fractionated coconut oil. That will make your blend a little bit less strong. It doesn't mean it's not going to be effective, especially for like a 13, 14 years old teenagers, girls. So,
yeah. So that blends great for when we're entering into our menses at that prepubescent, right at that puberty age. So then also when we're leaving and maybe we're experiencing rises in temperature and we're wanting to, again, balance those hormones.
That's right. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk to, this is a beautiful blend that calls green mandarin. It's like, you know, when you were little and you open a green mandarin, it just smells just like that, like a green mandarin. I can't say any better. But so this one, I'll have it and I will put it in the water when you go to cafes or you go to people's places. It makes the water just so rich and beautiful. And the good thing about this one, all the citrus blends, like, you know, lemon and wild orange and citrus bliss, if you put them on your skin, you need to be really mindful with this photosynthesis. With this one, it's okay to go out there and you are safe. You're not going to get photosynthesis like burn with the oils. And also they help you to clean. They got this fresh smell, so you can always have it in your diffuser. And it's just so lovely.
And I find that I just feel joyful when I smell this.
Yeah.
And that there's a sweetness to it. So if I'm craving something sweet and I am in the time where I want to reduce my sugar, I can put this in a glass of like sparkling water and feel like I'm on top of the world, you know, like that queen feeling. And it's sweet and it clenches that desire for that sugar for me. And so I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And if you can put it in your hand like that, if you want to give me a drop and do what is totally uplifting like that for the 2 o'clock. Needing a coffee, do a green mandarin instead. Great.
And sometimes we have places that don't have the most delicious water, and maybe you're not wanting a sparkling water. I find that really nullifies any of the like kind of funky water taste that sometimes appears when I'm used to well spring water.
That's correct.
Absolutely. Another thing that I want to talk about is InTune. So, like I said, Eileen and I get to spend a lot of time together, so we also have quite a few meetings together. This is one of the ways that we start our meetings is we pass this around and offer it to the people that we're meeting with. So InTune is all about supporting us and being focused. So sometimes you can even ask my husband, I have a bit of scattered energy, right? We'll be driving someplace and he's like, turn right, turn right. Jessica, turn right. Because my brain is just somewhere else, right? It's that doing that multitasking thinking thing and I'm an autopilot. So what I find is that InTune is really supportive for me. If I'm going for a drive, I'll put it on. If I have a meeting and I really want to make sure that I'm listening to all the fine details, or something happened that morning and my brain is still focusing on that, this supports me in being in the moment, being present, and being organized in my thoughts.
That's right. Especially when we get together here on the computer and we got lots of things to do. We do that and we go list, the done list. We don't do the to-do list. Our list called the done list. So everything gets done so much easier. It's great.
And this one is quite woody. So I find that it's really masculine and my husband tends to really like it. It has the West Indian sandalwood, patchouli, frankincense, lime, lang-lang, sandalwood, and Roman chamomile. So it's also really quite anchoring and grounding that supports us in being present and focused. This can also be used on kids when they're going to school if they struggle with focusing on the soles of the feet, on the temple, the back of the neck, all really great places. And as Eileen mentioned around the dilution, you can definitely, if this is too strong, put and create another roller ball with that fractionated coconut oil that you've seen in other videos and just top that off.
That's right. The next one that I'm going to show you called Digestzen. So this is kind of the king of the oils. They say it's frankincense, but I don't know. They are very, very, very together. I would say frankincense is here. Maybe she's like here.
The prince?
The prince and the king and the queen, maybe. The king and the queen. But Digestzen is the one that you will have, that I do have it all the time in my bag. Every time you eat something that you're not supposed to eat, your belly goes a little bit like a balloon. You put that in there. In no time, it goes down. The other night, my partner was in bed. He woke up with diarrhea. That is not common. And he's like, oh, I said, and I've been stall cramping. And I said, go and put Digestzen. And the next morning, I said, how did it go? He said, instantly. So this is what happened with this one. It's an instant. So if you need to go toilet, you rub it one way. If you don't need to, if you need to stop going toilet, you rub it the other way. And it's amazing how it supports you. Yeah, I love it. You can also, this is the roller ball I made, but you can have the bottle, that's the elevation bottle that I didn't show. But if you have the Digestzen bottle, you just put 1 drop in your water bottle or on a glass, and that will support you as well.
Mm-hmm. It has quite a medicinal smell to it. It is the aniseed in it that most of us connect to that black licorice smell, which for me is like medicine. I know this is going to work. This is great. My dad, who sometimes is a believer in the oils, depending, he shared this story with me around how he was expecting or experiencing some stomach discomfort. And my mom, who is an oil believer, offered him the Digestzen. He rubbed it on and he called me and he was like, Jessica, it worked! And so he gets to get rid of all of his unnatural products that he's been using and then turn to this, which of course is all natural and amazing. And some people have, upset stomachs. I sometimes make choices in my day that lead to an upset stomach. So I'm really grateful when I have this with me.
Yeah,
and
sure.
so are the other people in the car with me. Just be a little vulnerable there. All right. So the last product that we're going to talk about is Correct X. So sometimes when I'm off my center point, I become a nail biter. That's an old pattern of mine that I have and am releasing. And sometimes when I do that, it leads to little sore spots on my fingers. And so what I do is I just put a little Correct X in it, which I find is really helpful in healing my being. Also, I don't know how I do it, but most days I end up with little cracks in my fingers or cuts that I have no idea how they happen. And so I carry Correct X. If you have kids, this is a great product for you to have with that. So then you just put it on and it helps seal it, remove any of the bacteria, and promote the healing process. It's a great product. Also, Eileen used this just the other day.
Yep. Yesterday we were with Jessica in town and I had cracked lips. So that's what I did. I just grab a little bit and put it on my lips. My daughter has a little bit of fungus on her feet. She was using the cream from the chemist and it just didn't work. I said, put this, that is a little bit strong, depends of who put it on. So try it in a little bit first. And we mix that with a little bit of more carrier oil and we put it on her fungus, on her feet, and it really healed super fast. So this is the one. Also, my partner has a little cut here. They had to cut something, and it's almost he got no scarring, no nothing. He said to me, "I'm very proud of my thing." And I said, "Have you been putting more Correct X?" And he said, "Yes." And yeah, so it's amazing. It's super reasonable price as well. So it's the one to have in your bag, in your cabinet, everywhere. So yeah.
Absolutely. So in this one is frankincense, helichrysum, cedarwood, melaleuca, and lavender, all of which support us in healing our bodies. Thank you.
I'm going to show one more thing before we go.
I know what she's going to show. I'm going to show the little key ring.
Yeah. So this is my bag here, and we got this little baby here that goes with us everywhere we go. It's the cutest thing. At the moment, these are being super used, but I'm not going to discuss. But here are these little baby ones that you can refill and put whatever you like to go with in town or whatever. So I go frankincense, Digestzen, tea tree, and oregano. That I need to refill them. So because they've been used. So yeah.
And you can buy those through your doTERRA account, and we find them super helpful. So not only do we have these little bags that are filled, we also have our little keychain, and I'm not going to lie, I have another bag that has different oils in it. Hence why we struggled a little bit to come up with only 6.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and hope to see you soon.